I want you to name someone. I don't know.
Cole.
But
They came out roughly around the same time.
that's what I'm saying. Roughly, that's not a year.
But not
though.
the same year, though.
That's
Cole.
years.
Cole was about
Oh,
in my last year of sixth form, which was like
I heard Cole.
08.
I heard Cole. When did
Cole dropped.
When did Blueprint 3 come out?
That was the year. That was the summer before uni.
I
so
heard
that
him
was
come
09.
like a couple of years before that.
That was 09.
That's how I could gauge it.
Cole.
When was the come up?
Oh,
That was
06.
07.
That was 06.
That was 07.
Okay.
Sorry, brother, man.
That was 07.
All I'm saying is,
I think that
Hold on,
I
I've
think
got to Kevin
2
Gates.
years max.
shout out to
I
Kevin
think 2
Gates.
years
though.
All right, cool.
Shout
Fair
out to,
enough. Fair
shout out to
enough.
Kevin Gates though. I fuck with Kevin Gates' music. I don't
We
know
were talking
why.
about IMDb.
Yo, listen, fam. I had enough of that film website.
Yo, 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 yo,
What's going on, people? Welcome to episode 6 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast. My name is Jemmy. I'm here with Mo and Peter. Gentlemen, how we doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's popping?
You didn't want to say peace to the gods and the earths?
Peace to the gods and the earths, man.
Yeah, audience. Peter is the newest member of the 5% Nation. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
That's what it's called.
Oh, see? Yeah, man, he has a
A medallion.
massive chain on right now. He doesn't actually. But he basically gave us a picture on the group chat of the 5% chain he wants to buy, and it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
It's yeah, no, it's not true. Don't listen to a word that these men are saying.
It's not true.
It kind of is though, isn't it?
It's not though. Because
I mean, I'm not really a 5%er.
Yes, you are.
yeah, but if you buy that, you are one.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
are.
going to buy it.
No, you're a 5%er.
I'm not a 5%er.
You're damn near a 5%er.
How can you
then.
tell me what I
Okay,
am?
you're damn near a 5%er.
You're basically.
You're like
5%.
2% away from being a 5%er.
But I'm not a 5%er.
You're 3%.
You're yeah,
I'm a Christian,
I feel you,
but
but you're close to being a 5%er.
Yeah.
but I'm not.
Okay.
I like some of their teachings, but
Remember this for episode 50.
oh no, he'll be there by that point.
You know what I mean?
He'll be gone
reckon?
clear. He would have gone clear.
yeah, but shout out Clarence
You
13X.
see what I'm saying? Now here he goes.
Who's Clarence 13X? For
He
the people
was
that don't know.
he actually founded
He started 5%er.
the nation of gods and earths
In New York, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Peter was with him when he founded it. So
I feel you.
I'm gonna let you get your jokes off.
How's
It's all
everyone
good.
been? How's everyone been?
yeah, man, been alright. Just been chilling, busy. Nothing new.
I feel you.
How's work?
Work's cool, man. It's busy. Some new music got to be able to listen to over the last week or so.
Can you say about who?
I cannot, and I
Industry
will
shit.
Signed the NDA.
not. Not even to sign an NDA, but it's a very like precious artist. So
Can I guess?
no,
Chill.
no, because we have a couple of them, so you won't.
Oh,
you
talk
won't, you
that
won't-
shit.
You won't get it.
Talk that shit.
Yeah, man. But other than that, it's been alright. I want to say I did something interesting. I went to an exhibition, like a photo exhibition for a magazine called Crack.
You put that on Insta, right?
I did put that on Insta. That was really cool. Shout out Crack Magazine for all the good stuff they're doing over there.
Feel you.
But other than that, it's been cool.
Exhibition of what?
Photos. So basically, it's their 100th issue that they published this week. And they basically have a gallery in Shoreditch right now of all the best cover photos from previous issues. So
Okay.
the recent one is of Tom York. And when you
Shout
go,
out Radiohead.
yeah, and when you go to the exhibition, you'll see pictures of MF Doom, MIA, Arca, King Cruel. I want to say a few others that I can't remember, but overall, it's a good exhibition.
So
It's around until tomorrow, so yeah,
so
it'll be in the past then. So
you
it don't
didn't
matter.
want to invite us or
It was a private viewing.
Okay,
Oh,
fam.
okay.
Talk your shit.
Yes,
Okay.
it was, and it was on a Thursday. I don't know if you man have lives on a Thursday.
so what? You didn't think that we may be interested in this? You didn't think to bring in your Cody's?
I wouldn't be.
No.
Nah.
No,
Alright,
no. It's not every day, innit?
Say no more.
Yeah, it's not every day. Do you invite me to everything?
Yeah.
Do you?
I ain't got friends.
Well, it's different, isn't it? I went with my colleagues though. But there's only so much you can do.
Well, I've been fasting.
You have. It's Ramadan.
I've been fasting. It's what?
Ramadan, right?
Yeah, I thought you called it something wild. Yeah, I've been fasting.
It's Ramadan, bro.
I just said that.
No, I thought you said something. I don't know why I thought you said something else.
How's that going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
It's going good.
You feel connected with the Most High.
So, fam, I'm getting there.
You're getting there,
I'm
yeah.
getting there. I'm getting there.
All right, cool, man.
I don't know why you putting pressure on me like
I'm
that.
just saying, man.
The way you're looking at me, you expect me to give you your answer
Bro,
straight
I'm
up
just
and down,
saying,
fam.
you
No, I'm also a good Muslim.
I'm
I
a
think
good
the-
Muslim, man.
The whole point of Ramadan is, to
That's all
connect
it's about.
with the
That's
creator.
all it's about. That's all it's about.
So I'm just,
Yeah, me, fam. No drink, no food.
Yeah.
Sunrise to sunset. Well, you can do.
I'm just
You
encouraging
can.
you on your quest.
Like, you know me. You know me. I think I've been doing good.
I feel you.
That's good, man.
As long as you're man.
You might know me anyway. I don't really do anything too wild.
Yeah, we
Generally.
can keep that convo off the podcast.
No,
but I
don't
feel
start
you.
that. Don't start that because there might be people that are listening that know me. I think that I'm a good guy, man.
Boy.
You're flagrant, but you're a good guy.
Yeah, man. But shout out to I need the Ramadan, so
Pete, how you been?
I've been good, man. Just here, man. Just working, just trying to figure out next chapter in life, and yeah, just figuring shit out, man.
The next chapter in life, yeah?
Yeah, man. Just work's getting a bit jarring, which will be a bit awkward if people from work are listening to this right now.
They're
but
definitely listening.
it's all good.
what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's just a bit repetitious, isn't it? And like just working for someone, man. I don't know, man. It's like it's a bit
Let's
soul
keep it-
destroying.
let's-
you
no,
know?
let's keep that off.
Yeah,
I want to
so-
own my own.
No, honestly, man.
Own
I
your
think that's
big
what
head.
I'm getting to. I'm getting to that point where I just don't know if I want to continue working for someone, man. But,
I no one can be angry at that.
yeah,
no
but
one can
you
be
got
angry
you
at
got
that.
a planet though, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
But
gotta
no
strategize, so-
one can be angry at you saying I want to work for myself, essentially.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
apart
think
from
that-
that, like,
The other man.
the other man, not the brother man,
I ain't going.
the other man.
You want to, though.
I definitely
The
do.
5% in you wants to come out.
But yeah, apart from that, man, the week's been cool, been really busy, productive. Yeah, man, it's been cool, man. Just
I feel
trying
you,
to-
King.
back in the gym, trying to lose my pot belly, but
Back in the gym.
yeah, man, the summer's approaching.
You're
You know?
better than me, fam.
Summer's approaching, man. You got to get back in
You
shape.
said for Cuba, yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
You get in gym
Cuba,
for Cuba.
got Gothenburg coming up.
Okay, money man.
You know what I'm saying?
Summer's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you going for gym for Cuba?
I've only set foot in the gym maybe once in my life.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel you.
Fam. But shout out to XL, though. They're doing
What
free,
they do?
free yoga. So that's my exercise. And football. I play football twice a week. So,
So what they got you doing the downward facing dog?
they did one time.
Bro, you're a big man, you
it
know.
it was difficult.
Yo,
I am a big man.
oh, you was a big man to be doing downward facing
Oh,
dog.
this guy's 6'3".
I won't lie. It was a struggle. It was 100% a struggle.
Oh, fine. So
I
your,
wasn't a fan of-
your face was on the floor, and your
I'm-
ass was in the air.
I wasn't a fan of downward facing dog. I won't lie. But yoga was great.
So your ass was in the air,
Why are you emphasizing that part?
Yeah,
though?
you need to relax.
and your face was on
Like
the
you
floor.
seem really interested in that.
It wasn't on the floor. It was facing the floor.
Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor.
You're most childish.
You're an idiot, man.
Ah,
Anyway,
alright, cool,
yeah.
man.
I recommend yoga to anyone who hasn't done it yet. It's
You're
very,
right.
It's very relaxing, and if you do it right, you feel a lot of pain in the morning, which is good. No pain, no gain. It's the same with any kind of exercise. Feel
No,
pain
no,
in
yeah,
the morning.
I feel you. Sophia swears by it.
Shout out Sophia. But yeah, let's just crack on, man, because we spent a long time on the intro,
We have, innit?
pretty much.
I feel like we've been talking for like the last 2 hours.
That's because we have been.
You lot been here since 7.
Yeah, it's crazy, innit?
Yeah, pretty much. Been waiting for you more time.
I'm fasting, man.
What does that mean?
You can't have excuses, innit?
Feel you. All right. then. Well,
All right then.
let's
Crack on, guys.
let's crack on with the first topic. So, what we want to talk about first off is the ongoing construction of the first ever hip hop museum. Now, the first ever hip hop museum is based in the Bronx, New York, and it will be constructed fully and open by 2023.
Is Nas behind it?
I think Nas might be behind it. I saw him post a picture of it on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I was just on the podcast account, and I added the museum, and we kind of got talking, and they let me know that it was going to open in 2023. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. It looks really great. It looks huge. It looks like you could fit a lot of stuff in there. So I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about was the kind of things that we kind of want to, what do we expect from the hip hop museum? What do we want in there? What do we don't want in there? Our expectations, basically that sort of thing. I guess like a hip hop museum is a very interesting one because obviously hip hop has been around for over 40 years. We've had a lot of moments. We've had a lot of like shifts and transformations. So it'll be interesting to see how the hip hop museum kind of recognizes that and incorporates that into what they put in. Is it going to be like any other museum where you have like floors of different eras and different things, or is it going to be like an amalgamation of a lot of things in one place? Like, who knows? But for me personally, it is interesting because a lot of hip hop, especially in the early days, there are a lot of like artifacts to take from it, like the way people used to dress, the way people used to talk, the locations where they were at. Like obviously, hip hop started as like the three elements: the DJing, the graffiti, and the breakdancing. So I imagine there's going to be some recognition of that, of each element. In what form, I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see. I guess personally, what I would want to see is just like how they communicate how much hip hop has changed throughout each era, throughout each decade, and how they represent that through actual material. So whether that's like, I don't know, obviously back in the day when Melly Mel and them, Peter's friends, were wearing like disco stuff, because obviously hip hop came not necessarily from disco, but it was kind of like an offshoot. And the people who...
Not really.
Well, I mean, it's an offshoot in the sense of the way people were dressing at the time. Because when you go to disco...
I don't know if it was, because them disco, man, they were like, it was a shiny, like, the
glittery stuff.
The bottoms, the glitter, and the tops, and the blouses. Like, I don't know if that was ever really hip-hop.
That was hip-hop.
What, Melly Mel and like...
Melly Mel and them were...
Breakdancers and that.
They were wearing that stuff. Trust me. When it comes to like live gigs, and even like on the Message video, Melly Mel is wearing stuff that you would see in Studio 54 in the 70s, like disco stuff. So that's kind of what I mean. It's not necessarily an offshoot, but they were taking from that style and kind of incorporating it in their own, because obviously hip hop at the time, there was no real style other than like what would later become like the B-boy stuff, like wearing straight head to toe, like Reebok or Adidas or Puma. Run DMC and that. So that's where a differentiation between disco and hip, not K-Swiss.
It was K-Swiss. I swear
Was there K-Swiss back then?
There was K-Swiss, but you man,
I don't know.
It wasn't all Kango, fam.
No, but a lot of it was Adidas. I know K-Swiss was...
I don't know if
K-Swiss was there and Kango.
K-Swiss?
Kango and K-Swiss, unless I'm bugging. But I know K-Swiss, I know Kango was big.
You sound like you're bugging.
Kango was big.
Okay.
Kango was definitely big. I don't know about K-Swiss.
Cool J had the hat on, fam.
Okay.
But maybe I got K-Swiss at air, fam. Sorry.
Maybe you did, but it doesn't matter.
Maybe I think I was thinking Kango. I'm not gonna lie.
Kango, yes, definitely Kango.
Kango was big.
Yeah, Kango hats. Those were like the first. That's sort of the thing that I would love to see represented in the museum, like, because obviously Kango was a very big part of hip hop back then, and then Kango and Adidas. I don't know if Adidas came after Kango, but maybe they were like, maybe they existed. They coexisted.
I don't know if they did. I think Kango came before Adidas. I feel like Adidas came in more so when Run DMC came into the game and started doing what they were doing.
I feel like we bought Kango. Kango kind of.
I think LL Cool J.
That's what I'm saying. But
I was going to say
I'm not
LL.
saying. I just mean like Kango. We invested in Kango. Like LL Cool J was rocking Kango.
I think he might have been.
He was the first kind of big.
Yeah, I think he was the first big artist that did that.
Well, LL came out in like 84, 85, and that's when he was rocking Kango. And then Run DMC were around the same time, and they were rocking Adidas. So yeah, you can believe. Okay, for extra context, let's say like obviously LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee were beefing at the time, so like maybe like mid to late 80s, and Kool Moe Dee was kind of more of like the very first generation of rap. They were kind of wearing more of the disco stuff. And then LL Cool J moved on to more of the Kango stuff. So there is that distinction. And then Kango and Adidas, represented by Run DMC, were kind of more of around the same time. So those sort of things, the style, what people were wearing at the time, will probably play a factor. It'd be also interesting to see how they acknowledge the generations of like particular styles in rap. So like obviously you had the Run DMC style, and then when you move on, you had the Rakim style, and then you move on, you might have like the Fushnikin style, like the all that shit. Stop it, Mo.
I didn't even open my mouth.
I know, but you were laughing. But anyway, and like the kind of like shouty stuff like Onyx was doing as well. So it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate that.
Yeah, I think that'd be really important, man. Just to see the development of where it originated from to where it's ended up. I don't know how they would like show the developments.
Yeah,
like, that'd be quite interesting to see. Like, I'd like to see it start from, the Melly Mels, the Cold Crush brothers, to
your Cold Crush brothers,
whatever, to like the Rakims, the Slick Ricks. Like, how would they show that? Would they? I know imagery would be good as far as like different portraits and and things like that.
I
But
think
how would you,
portrait's going to be very important.
yeah, of course. But how would you show, apart from that, maybe printing lyrics?
They
to
might
show
have a
different-
timeline of being able. Obviously, I don't. They might just have like headphones and you put the headphone in. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't have it on speaker because then everybody playing one thing.
Yeah,
It will
true.
just sound
Yeah.
like chaos.
Or maybe
They
they'll
might
just
have like a headphone section where you can put the headphones on here. Say for example, Cool Moldy.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean? I'd be like, oh shit, that's how it sounded back then. Literally have that generation. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
or maybe they'll have like, and to think a little bit bigger, maybe they'll commission like people, artists, and like videographers and like documentary makers to like make documentaries about the time, or maybe take whatever existing audio or video that exists from those early days and maybe projecting it somewhere. I feel like that could be really good because museums do that. Like the Tate does it; they show like short films and stuff and all that, so that could be interesting. I do agree with you. It would be interesting to see how they represent a single era, whether that's through like a photo or a video or even like maybe a slab of metal or something that had graffiti on it and stuff like that. So it would be interesting to see. I think there should be like a section on jewelry because obviously jewelry has played a big role in hip hop as well. So there should be like an evolution of jewelry section.
I think that'd be
feel-
good.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think that'd be dope.
That'd be
And
sick.
I'm really into gold, so I think that'd be like, for people like me that are really into that as well, I think that'd be cool. That will grab attention. Just seeing even, I think fashion, jewellery, and just seeing how that developed
From the throwback jerseys to
yeah, not even before that.
yeah, I'm just saying yeah,
from like, you know, the tight fitted clothing to the more baggier stuff.
the triple XL white tees.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think that'd be dope to kind of show as well. And then just even as far as like rapping and the different types of rapping and how it's developed over time from, you know, when it was more simplistic with like, you know, the Curtis Blows and that to
yeah.
when-
Sorry.
to like when it became a little bit more technical with like the Big Daddy Kanes with the punchlines and the multi-syllable rapping as well and the bars. I think showing that would be good as well. I think that'd be important to see, even for those that aren't really into rap. It would be nice for them to see how it's kind of developed over time, how it's changed, how it's evolved, and how and those that helped kind of innovate those styles and bring those styles into fruition as well it'd be good for them to be kind of documented as well.
Do we think that there will be like a Madame Tussauds kind of thing where they have like wax models of like the most important?
I don't think we
rappers?
need it.
No,
I don't think we need
I
it.
don't think I'd
I don't
want to
think we
see
need
that.
You don't want
I
to
wouldn't want to see a wax model of like Puck. I want to see how they do the different coasts.
That's something
Like,
else to
how
consider
they're
as
gonna,
well.
let's say how they're gonna do when ATL first joined the scene, and how you bring them into it with the West Coast and the East Coast, and kind of even down south. Just how you kind of put that all together when they first joined the scene. Do you know what I mean? I would love to see how they put that all together.
Yeah,
Do they
well,
give them their own wing or like
Well,
so
at
many
the,
ways you can play it?
at VNA? I think if you go
What's
there-
VNA for people that don't know?
Victoria and Albert Museum, I believe. I think in different parts of the museum, you've got different history lessons, so to speak. So, and I might be completely wrong. I'm speaking from memory, but I think in one part of it, you've got maybe Asian history, and then on another part, you've got maybe African history. And this may not even be in a VNA. I can't even remember. But let's just say there was a museum that had that. I think incorporating something like that would be good for this hip hop museum.
As in someone that just guides people through.
Yeah, and like
That's it.
say
That's
like
what
on,
I'm
on
saying.
different
Yeah,
floors you
that's
have
what- yeah.
different parts of hip
No,
hop.
yeah, I feel you.
and
That's literally what I'm saying.
really help show the evolution. So on different floors you might on the first floor you might have, you know, where it originated, which was the Bronx, and then
And another
New-
wing you can have.
maybe more like East Coast on the first floor, and then the second floor you might have more West, and then third maybe you have the South. And
Yeah, that would be
that might
that would be
quite
epic.
interesting.
I definitely feel like
I'd love to see how they do
I
it.
definitely feel like you need like separate floors for each decade. So like 80s, 90s, 2000s, and now, whether that's every region or separate regions, because I think that will be important as far as a distinction goes for each decade, and people know what they're looking into and going into when they go into a floor, so they know what to expect. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know, but I feel like me personally, I would love to do as a historian. Like I would love to just go to like separate floors to just see like what represented each decade, how, why, and then working up personally. But
I mean, how big do we want this museum to
It
be?
looks massive.
I mean,
bro.
it looks massive.
I'm
It looks
not gonna lie.
massive. So
Like, it looks dumb big.
it looks as big as the MoMA. But
I never
but
went.
You never went, no.
I never went. I'm sorry.
I went by myself.
Yemi definitely went by himself.
It was great though. It was very good. But I reckon it's gonna be quite big. But again, it just depends on what's gonna be there, and I just wonder who decides. Because
who's like gonna own it? Who's helping?
I might
bring
be
this thing
be bugging, but it looks like Nas was behind at least somewhere.
But I imagine he's not the only person.
No, of course
investing
not.
in
But
it.
I'm just glad he's there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but who's gonna own it though?
I imagine it'll be owned by like the city of New York,
What?
maybe.
Okay.
Because I mean, look, I don't know much about museums, but I imagine like you don't necessarily.
Not one set person owns it.
Yeah,
Oh, fair enough.
I don't think so.
As long as they got someone from the culture behind it, like a Nas, for example, and someone else that kind of can give them directions of what we need, I'm good with it.
It'll be good if somebody from the culture can own it as well.
That would have been dope. Like a Jay-Z owning it would have been sick.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm just glad they're doing it because it's about time we had a museum.
Speaking of ownership, would you guys want the execs that have helped kind of
No.
behind the scenes with pushing certain artists to be documented in these museums as well?
What, like a
So
Leo?
like a Russell Simmons.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I feel like you can't have the hip hop museum without consulting the people who are very important in its development. You know what I mean? So Russell Simmons, Nas,
Oh, if that's-
Q-Tip,
if
those
that's-
those weighing those
No,
people.
but
that are
I'm
weighing
speaking more the executives.
Like Leo Cohen.
yeah.
No.
And the Russell Simmons
No.
and I don't know if Rick Rubin was an exec at one point.
Was he?
I think he may have been. I don't know. Who else? Who
What?
else is there?
Why'd you say no, Mo?
Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, maybe a Jimmy Iovine.
Me personally, I wouldn't want that.
Why?
Well, like a Leo Cohen, Jimmy Iovine.
Whoever.
Russell Simmons, yeah.
So why not?
Just because I don't want to go back to it, but the last episode I said how I feel about them.
Yeah, but if like
I said last episode I felt like Leo Cohen was a culture vulture. So why would I want his input?
right.
Do you get what I mean? Just personally, if I feel like he's a culture vulture, why would I want him in a museum? Do you get what I'm saying? I might be
Yeah,
wrong.
but
Don't get me wrong, what did you
culture
say?
vulture or not though, like
Yeah, it
Let
sounds
me
like you're
be-
negating his
I'm
impact.
not negating his impact. We know what his impact was. I just don't want him there.
but we can't act.
I wouldn't
like-
want him side by side with
I mean,
Russell Simmons, for example.
But we can't act as though he didn't like help.
He helped, but I don't need you side by side with Russell Simmons.
For someone like a DMX, he was important.
I feel you, but if I feel like you're a culture vulture, I know what you've done for us. Don't get me wrong. You just don't need to be in this museum with the goats. Do you get what I mean?
But it's not about the goats. It's about
Not even the goats.
it's about documenting
I
history,
feel,
innit?
I feel what you're saying. I might sound like a madman here. I just feel like, because I feel how I feel about Leo Cohen, for example, I just wouldn't feel 100% comfortable with him in a museum.
Just so
About
you
our
know,
shit.
though.
Do you know? I get what you mean where you're coming from as well. Don't get me wrong. But
Just so you know, though. I'm looking at the board of directors right now.
I bet you he's there.
He's not here,
Oh.
but there are a lot of non-black people here.
I told you that.
There's 5 board members, board of directors. One of which is Ice-T, and the other is a black man called Bill Stephney. The rest are
Yakub Seeds.
what look like one of them is Indian or black, that way inclined. The other one is white. It's Tom Silverman, sounds like a Jew, and sounds Jewish. And Rocky Bucano, who looks Asian.
These might sound like they work for Goldman Sachs.
And then the board of trustees, the founding members, one is Curtis Blow, one is Grand Wizard Theodore, and the rest...
Grand Wizard.
Grand Wizard, yes.
White or black?
He's probably black.
I'm about to say.
Grand Wizard.
Peter, do you know?
Because
It's a Grand Wizard.
Grand Wizard,
if
yeah.
he's white, it sounds wild.
That sounds like a title for someone that's like
In a clan.
a Freemason.
No, it sounds like a clan member, bro.
I'm pretty sure he's black, though.
Grand Wizard's a clan member, I swear.
I'm pretty sure... Yeah, Grand Wizard is KKK. But I'm pretty sure he's black.
Peter,
Yeah, he's black. He's black. He's a DJ, and he's widely credited as the inventor of the scratching technique.
Oh, fair enough. Then, yeah. Everyone.
So, I mean, he knows a thing or two about hip
No,
hop,
you
innit?
can't. Peter, can I get your opinion on that?
On what?
Getting Leo Cohen on the museum.
I
Or Yemi, whichever one.
think it's important to document the execs that helped push the culture forward. No matter how you look at them, whether they were in it for like financial gain or not, they were still important to the scene. Like someone like a DMX, like they were important. Leo Cohen directly was really important for pushing someone like a DMX out or even signing DMX.
No, you're right.
Without someone like Leo Cohen, we may not have gotten a DMX, which, you know, we may not have had the sort of that era in rap that it was. So I feel what you're saying, because there are definitely a lot of these ex are culture vultures, but that comes with capitalism though, man. You can't, like Yemi said in the last episode, man, a lot of these capitalists are essentially culture vultures because they're up for like, you know, jumping into anything that will make them money.
Right, you remembered.
Yeah, I did. So
I feel you.
I don't know, man. It's a tough
tricky one. It's a tricky
tough
one.
one. I think it depends on how far the influence goes, man.
Yeah, because at the same time, like, if you're gonna treat it like any other museum, like, not every museum has like a board of directors that contain every person who's contributed significantly, or not even that significantly, to art. Like, it's not like you're going to every art museum and you're seeing Damien Hirst as the board of directors, or like Picasso, even though he's been dead for like 40 years. It doesn't always have to be like someone who has contributed.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, piggybacking on the back of that, it's true, because if you were to go to like a MoMA and you were to see someone like a Picasso's work, you may not see a portrait of the art dealer that sold Picasso's work or helped broker his work being sold. So maybe essentially, we don't need them in this hip hop museum.
I just don't want his face there.
I hate you,
Cheers.
man. You just don't like. You
I'm
just
sorry,
don't like
I can't. I want to word it politely. I just don't want his face.
You just
there.
don't like the man.
I can't stand Leo Cohen, man.
I hear you, man. Do we reckon there'll be like a section for like all the beefs that have happened in hip hop?
There needs to be.
Does there?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I don't know if there needs
Not
to be
needs to
because
be, but I personally, you man know me, fam. I'd love there to be.
I
A
mean,
section of beef.
it is an important part of the culture, innit? Like battle rap is an important
that's-
part of it. So
that's
yeah, all right, yeah, maybe it does need to be.
And I got another
Maybe
question.
the earlier beefs, like when Kool Moe Dee was battling Curtis
LL,
Blow,
LL.
LL, whoever.
see, it's tricky, man.
I
Because
want it to be
you don't want to celebrate negativity.
It's part of hip hop.
I know,
Sometimes it's just part of hip hop.
but people have lost their lives over
I
beef.
feel you, but sometimes that's hip hop. Not even trying to sound
yeah.
fuckery. Not trying to say death is part of hip hop. But whether we like it or not, beef is essential to hip hop. I'm sorry.
I think what Mo is getting at is the competitive nature
Is it-
of what rap is should be documented, not more so the fuck shit that happens.
Yeah, just the,
when two men can't communicate.
No, don't get it twisted. I'd love to have
I'm talking about that shit like I
I'd love
know
to
I'm
have
a
beef
better
section.
rapper than you. That's part of hip hop. Like I know nobody here can out rap me.
Yeah, there've been enough beefs. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
And I'd love to see it, but I'm not sure if they would do it.
I would love to see a whole section on that.
I don't know if
honestly.
they do it.
Whether it's part
Yeah.
big, whether it's fuck, even if it's cannabis versus LL. I would just love to see that shit. I'm sorry, fam.
But it depends on what's being shown, though.
I feel you.
Because again, it is just about knowing. We're obviously not going to know until it opens, but it's just about how the history of hip hop is represented in a museum. Because obviously we don't have like, we have like album artworks and stuff, but we don't have like proper artwork like a museum does.
No, I
So
feel
it's
you, I feel
interesting. It'll be interesting to see, inevitably, what this looks like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good one if they put beefs there. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, beefs. I'm pretty sure I had something else written down.
I actually wouldn't be mad at that. You know that. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe influential albums,
You've got to do that.
but that's a tough one though, man.
Do you mean
'Cause
like
it's
a five-
where do you stop and how do you pick the more influential albums compared to the ones that weren't so influential?
I think there's a set of albums that we can all agree were influential that they can put in there.
What do you mean like the 5 Mike? What was it? The 5 Mike albums?
Nah, we're not basing it on five.
No, I'm not basing it on 5 Mike. I'm just saying it's that kind of thinking that if we know there's certain albums we know that are,
If we can think of 10 albums that
that are-
shifted the culture,
then you should put it up there.
that they'll put up there.
I just think it leaves a lot of room for debate.
Of course it does. But
I feel like
no
they-
one's gonna debate Illmatic. No one's gonna debate Reasonable Doubt.
I
No
feel
one's
like they're
gonna
definitely going to do that.
No one's gonna debate The Chronic.
Yeah,
They're definitely
but-
going to have a section for
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure they'll have a section for
as
that
much
album.
as I love Reasonable Doubt, I don't know if it shifted the culture.
Oh, I don't think so either.
There you go.
But nobody.
So,
but if you put
a
that,
lot, some people may have that in their 10, but then you could argue and say, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
As much as we may love it and as much as they're classic albums, I don't know if it shifted the culture. I don't know if it made anything change in rap. Whereas Illmatic did. It furthered on from what Rakim was doing, but it did.
so you feel like they won't put an album there just because of the converse. It's too debatable.
I think there's too many great classic albums for them to start putting a bunch
It'll
of
be
classic
never
albums
ending.
in there. Yeah, so
but for the sake of argument, we're just saying culture shifting albums. So we're talking
I
about.
think that's still quite difficult to measure
It's good kid, like a good kid.
because
I
it's subjective. It's still quite subjective. What's like culture shifting to you may not be to me. So
Okay.
I don't know who's on this board, but from the names that you've named, are they even qualified to talk about the albums that shifted?
I feel you.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
And
But
that's where the issue will be.
true.
Because for us, a good kid might be, which is for me anyway. I'll put a good kid up there.
Culture shifting.
Yeah, I think. Good
I
Kid
don't know if
definitely
it was culture shifting though.
You don't think so?
It was a bloody amazing album, but I don't know if it was culture
The only
shifting.
reason I say it for us, I get what no, because I'm getting back to your point. For me, Good Kid was culture shifting. I was 18 when the album came.
Not
out.
all classic
The guys
albums-
on the board are most probably 60, 70. How can they gauge what's culture shifting?
I'm sure they have a
in
lot of help.
2012?
I'm sure they have a lot of help from the hip hop community and people figures in it.
Fair enough.
But not all classic albums are culture shifting.
I definitely think Good Kid was.
The
Exactly.
majority, but I think the majority of them aren't.
But that's where there's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be too much room for debate.
So what? Do you just leave it to classic albums up there?
I don't know.
But when I think of culture shifting, I'm thinking like Randy MC's like third album, Raising Hell. I'm thinking of De La Soul's first album. I'm thinking of Tribe Called Quest second album. I'm thinking of Illmatic. I'm thinking of what am I thinking of?
Rakim, Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. I'm thinking of Paid in Full. I'm thinking of
Biggie?
Slick Rick.
I was gonna say Slick Rick, but I wasn't sure.
You
And
put
bear
ready,
in mind, these are albums that I haven't
you put
heard
you
all
put
of
Ready
them.
to Die there?
Culture shifting? I don't know. I
don't know
wouldn't.
either.
I wouldn't necessarily.
I think
The
live
problem, this is the problem though, because to get back to your point, you see the conversation how it starts. You
Yeah,
don't know
see?
what to put up there.
That's what I'm saying.
But then I think if you leave it to these albums are 10 out of 10.
I'm putting the Beastie Boys too.
Oh. If you put these albums are classics, because this culture, it's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
museum, bro.
maybe
you
that
could do
then.
it as not going back to 5 Max, but like you could say these are the 10 out of 10 5 Max albums. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even
Like, for example,
but
a
even the
Good
Source
Kid,
got those
that's
wrong.
it. No, they definitely did, but there are some albums where even if they don't need to do all of them, but if they just say these albums to us are the 10 greatest hip hop albums of all time, I guarantee 7 of them we will agree with, 3 of them maybe we'll debate. Do you get what I mean?
100%.
So I think they can live with that.
Yeah. I mean, again, like Peter
As
said,
long as they
it
don't
is,
do
all,
something flagrant.
it is all subjective, and there's no way more time we're going to agree on 10 culture shifting all time classics.
Yep.
Although we can agree on at least,
7, I think 6.
I was going to say 5.
I think you can agree with 6 or 7.
Yeah,
A
maybe.
classic. You can agree on about 7 classics. We just did like 4 now.
True. Yeah, you're probably right.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But all in all, I'm definitely going to go to this museum.
In the Bronx.
Yeah, man.
In 2023.
I really want to.
The Bronx is a scary place, bro.
Listen, fam, I stayed in Flatbush.
If we had a UK equivalent of this hip hop.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's way too soon.
Is
For
it?
UK
For
music.
Yeah, it's a museum. Do you know what a museum is?
I
Fam?
don't think it is.
I don't think it's too
Stop
soon.
it, guys.
UK music. We're not talking about black UK.
Oh, we're not
Are we
talking about hip-hop?
are we- No.
Oh,
We're just-
say that then, bro. I thought we were talking about UK hip hop music.
Oh, if we're talking about UK hip hop music, then I think
It's way too soon.
Well,
What, hip hop and grime?
no,
It's too soon. If we're
no,
talking
because
music-
UK hip hop has been around since the 80s.
That's what hip hop and grime.
80s?
Yes, London Posse,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm just
Rodney
saying.
P and them.
I'm just shouting
Well,
to
Rodney P
by
was
the way.
around in the 80s.
80s.
Yes,
I
he
thought
was
he-
part
I
of
thought-
London Posse.
I thought he was early 90s.
No, he was part of London Posse.
80s.
80s, yes,
Wow, shout out to Rodney P for your old. But
exactly. London Posse,
just
and
say he's
from the
old.
80s onwards.
Yo, you're a bastard,
I
bro.
whispered that. Shut up.
We'll
No,
edit
I
that
think there's
out,
definitely,
so-
I think there's definitely scope for it. And even like garage, you can incorporate garage as well in that.
Oh, it's about music, period.
No, we're talking about hip hop. No, we're talking. Okay,
This is
we're
what I
talking
need to understand.
rap oriented music
In the UK.
in the
I
UK.
don't think it's too soon.
I would've-
man. I
okay.
think we can still
I feel like-
document what it's been thus
I
far.
feel you, but not a museum, man.
Why?
I feel like it's too soon.
No, I don't think it's too soon.
Okay, it's definitely not the size of the American one.
Yeah, of course.
Of course
not.
it's-
yeah, fine.
We've
yeah,
got
yeah.
we've got a floor or two.
Maybe not even that.
That's my point.
But at the same time,
Hear what you just said.
That's still something.
Hear what
though.
you man just said. I said a floor or two, and you said not even that.
no, I said a floor. Maybe a floor.
That's too soon.
Yeah, but that's because the history isn't as vast as
That's
America.
my point. Do you know what I
But
mean?
there's still enough history there.
But so
But we
all
can, but we can do grime. We can do garage. We
when
can
I
do,
think museum, I think great more than a floor.
Bro, you don't even go museums.
That's why I said when I think museums. Not when I go museums. I said when I think, fam.
I feel what Yemi's saying. Man. I
Okay,
feel
maybe
like-
obviously you might go museums and I don't. That's very evident on this podcast. But it's not more than one floor of a museum, fam.
you know who's not getting in that museum?
Yeah.
Reg.
You're a damn lie.
I know,
A
I'm
damn
lying.
lie,
I'm lying.
fam.
I'm lying.
Shout out to Oxfam and Neutrino though. They'll be on the. They'll be in the museum.
100%. Soul Solid Crew.
Okay, yeah.
Black Twine.
Yeah, no, I might be bugging.
The Streets.
Yeah, you're
21
definitely
Savage.
bugging.
Fine, if you want. His birth certificate.
Fam.
Yeah, I
Money
feel
love.
there's definitely enough room for UK rappers and grime artists in the museum. I feel there's like, even though it hasn't been around as long as the US hip hop scene, there's still history to be told. I think those like people like abroad in like Croatia or Sweden now are into like UK rap and grime, I think it'd be dope, like tourist attraction as well for them to come and be educated. And then for people that live here, I think it'd be cool because a lot of people don't know where it started from. So I think it'd be good for them to visit the museum and see where it started from and just help acknowledge a lot of people that started the scenes here as well.
100%.
Like, you know, the D doubles and that, man, they don't really get they don't really get the respects and the you know the salutes like they should.
No, D Double definitely does.
You reckon?
Well, in the scene.
People that know innit? But
Yeah.
like I don't know, and this ain't even something to brag about, but I don't know how many of like my peoples know about D double. So yeah, man, I feel like the people like the D doubles and the Black Twangs and the Tires and whoever, like, it would be good to document them and how they came up and how they shifted the culture and, you know, put their stamp on it as well.
So you feel like it'd be good to pay the...
Oh, for sure,
so
man.
I never thought about it that way, by the way, because I feel like D double, there's a lot of people that don't get their flowers while they can still smell them.
There you go.
Criminal.
Criminal, definitely not.
Criminal defo ain't going to be in that museum.
Criminal, definitely.
A man can dream.
Listen,
honey.
if Criminal's going in that, then Bruiser's going in that.
Man said Bruiser, dominating blows to your nose. Fam.
Bruce is definitely getting it now.
Bruiser going where, fam? Only thing I know about Bruiser, he was on Lord of the Mics for 2 seconds.
His ad-libs were like classic, though.
I said Bruiser. This guy had a
I
white...
said, get me!
Get me, fam, with his Cockney
classic
accent.
track.
Fam. Yo, be quiet, fam.
It's a classic track. What do you mean?
Yo, this guy said,
Yo,
be
fam.
quiet.
Yo, fam, keep
It's a
Bruiser.
classic track.
Yo, keep Bruiser away from me and my family.
Channel U is definitely going in that museum.
Oh, for sure.
Channel AKA.
Channel AK.
Channel U.
No. Channel
Channel
U.
U.
I said Channel AKA 8. It's not going there. Channel U is, not Channel AKA.
Oh no, Channel AK.
Channel U. for
Daffy's
sure.
getting in there.
Dashi.
Daffy.
Dappy.
Daffy's getting in there.
Why?
Daffy talented, bro. Banner says
He's not
Daffy.
going. He's not
No, I think
going
he's going in as
Stop
N-Dubs.
it. No, besides N-Dubs as well. Let's
No.
not act like Daffy's talented, bro. Let's not act like Daffy's not talented.
I don't think he's getting in by himself.
Alright,
N-Dubs.
but we're
What? N-Dubs 100%.
I don't want Talisa in there.
She's been there, bro.
Oh, shit.
You
She's
think
in there.
N-Dubs are big enough to go in that museum?
100%.
I'll
You
stop
think
it.
they like shifted culture?
They shifted culture in the sense that they
Yo,
were
yo,
able to. They were
N-Dubs
able
are
to.
there.
Hey,
Just
fam.
for what they sold alone, N-Dubs are there.
Hey, fam. They
Yo,
had
some,
a-
Yeah, but
yeah,
this
me,
ain't,
Pete,
this ain't,
it's not just for
yeah,
you.
but this is a museum. This
Yeah,
is
it's not just for you, though.
Bro, it's not about me. We're not talking about what's been sold. We're talking about the art. You're in the museum to view art, the quality of art. It ain't about sales. N-Dubs ain't going to no damn UK museum.
Oh, yo, why you
man.
so angry for?
No, I'm
fam?
just saying, bro.
What did
You
Daffy
man
do to you,
don't-
fam?
No, he ain't done nothing to me. But I'm just saying, N-Dubs ain't going in that museum.
I feel like Daffy is, but
They might not be going in your museum, but I think it's definitely like an evolution of where, well, I'm not going to call them grime, but they came from that scene and they were able to make it as pop stars.
Who hasn't?
Bruiser.
A lot of people. What do you mean?
Bruiser.
Tiny did it.
Tiny's going in the museum.
There's
he?
only a handful of people who have.
Tiny Temper's
Is
not going
Tiny
in the
Temper
museum.
going in the museum?
Yes.
Why?
Bro, Tiny Temper's going in the museum.
Why?
Tiny
You're
Temper's
bugging.
definitely going
You're
to the museum.
No,
You're
you keep
bugging.
telling me I'm bugging. Tell me why. I'm asking you a question.
Tiny
Hold
Temper's
on.
got classic tracks. He shifted the culture by transitioning into pop and being a success. He has to go in the museum. He's from the scene.
Tiny Temper, I'm pretty sure, and sometimes it is this plain simple. Like he said, he came from the culture.
Like, it's not every day just lyricists
Left,
and
had
people who
a-
are there for the art.
Don't paint me with that brush because I'm not saying everyday lyricist. I'm speaking objectively. I'm asking you a valid question.
Why do you feel
I
like
don't
he
know
shouldn't
if
be?
Tiny Temper's going in that museum.
What's your museum
Because the
for you?
museum's about isn't the museum about art. We're not talking about sales. We're talking about doing groundbreaking things. If you man feel like Tiny Temper doing what he did was groundbreaking, then fine.
He had a
I'm
number one
asking.
song in
I'm asking
America.
valid questions though.
He had a number one song in America.
I don't care about America.
But that's still groundbreaking.
I'm talking about the scene.
That's still groundbreaking. That's
What?
groundbreaking.
So what? Breaking across in the States.
Yeah, that's groundbreaking. Having a number one song in America.
If
What,
we're
what
gonna-
did that do for the
A
scene
UK
here though?
rapper.
What did that do for the scene here?
So is it just UK you're basing it on? It's
That's-
a UK rapper.
Where's the
though.
museum?
No, but we're talking about UK rapper. We're not just talking. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, if you when we're talking about having a museum here and documenting what these UK artists have done for the UK scene and just what they've done and how they've shifted culture and been groundbreakers, I'm not thinking about what they've done to go across the pond. I'm talking about what they've done here. What attention have they brought to grime and UK rap? That's what I'm talking about.
You don't think Tiny's done that?
I don't know if he has.
I feel
He definitely has.
I feel like he has a lot, bro.
Okay.
A lot.
If we're taking the museum as something documenting the history of UK rap oriented music, Tiny has to be there. Chip has to be there.
Chip has to. Yes, I agree with that.
Tiny has
Tinchy
to.
has to be there.
If
Yeah, I
Tinchy's-
agree with that
So
too.
wait, Tinchy's there, but
But
not
why
Tiny.
do you agree with Chip and Tinchy but not Tiny?
Tinchy's wait, no, Tinchy's there, but not Tiny, bro.
I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it.
I'm asking you because you said Tinchy there
Yeah, I can see that.
and Tiny's not.
Because Tinchy did it way before Tiny, and Tinchy didn't do it the way Tiny did it.
What do you mean?
I feel like with Tiny, he did it more so with just the club tunes. I feel like
No, he blew off the club tunes,
precisely. So you're breaking new
but he's still
ground.
rapping.
Arguably, Tinchy had
Yeah, but he
more
didn't do
poppy
it with-
tunes.
He's rapping.
Arguably, Tinchy had more
You
poppy
man are
tunes.
talking at once, but you man are not letting me respond. Like, do one at a time, innit? With Tinchy, I feel like he did it differently to the way Tiny did it. Tiny did it more so with like the girl tunes and the club tunes. I don't know if Tinchy did that. When Tinchy blew, I think he did it. He did it with a couple of the grime tunes to begin with, and then he tried to go across and try and doing it with the more commercial type tunes.
I feel like Tinchy blew off the poppy songs. All I remember from Tinchy is a song with, what was the song with him and Dappy? The little poppy songs.
Number one.
Number one, the one with the starships. Tinchy done.
So what was Game Over?
He didn't blow off that.
You don't think that
No
brought like
way,
crazy
bruv.
attention?
But
No.
that came after number one.
And
That came way after.
Tinchy-
Number one came out in 2009. Game Over came out in like 2011.
So when do you mark Tinchy as officially like crossing over there?
Honestly, number one.
2009.
Number one is the reason why he blew.
I feel you though, because obviously like something like Mainstream Money, which is a great tune and dope tune and like kind of put him on the map. That's like 2007. It's kind of like that happy middle between like grime and pop to where it's like kind of like electro based, but not necessarily grimy. He kind of got some shine off that, but he fully gone clear with number one.
Number one blew him.
He got
bro.
number one with that.
And then he had Starship straight after that.
So you man want any UK artist that has blown regardless of the quality of their sound or regardless of the type of song that it is that they're blowing with. Because if you're a grime artist but you're blowing with a song that isn't considered grime, do you still want that to be documented within the museum?
Why are we acknowledging the people who do grime but not the people who are making the same type of music from that scene that came up on that scene, have branched out? Why are we not?
I'm not saying we're not. I'm asking you a question.
I think we need to acknowledge all of that. We're not going to get a comprehensive, wide history of UK music if we're leaving certain people out.
I don't feel like we can fault people for branching out.
I
Which is
used
what
to.
we will do with the museum, right? If we just keep it to people that stick to what they started with and don't ever branch out to the pop section, then surely do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't blame them. I can't blame Tiny Temper for branching out and making a pass out. I can't blame you for that. I can't blame Tinchy for making a number one.
Our favourite rappers
You
have branched
started
out.
where you started at, though.
Our favourite rappers have branched out. Kano branched out.
If the-
Wretch
if-
branched
if-
out.
Rich definitely
Skepta
branched out.
Right.
Rich had Tractor.
Okay,
Tractor.
all right. You know what? If we're doing that, yeah, then just going back to the US side, are you gonna tell me that like someone like Criss Cross
I knew you were going to say that.
are gonna be in the museum then? Because if
No.
we're going by that, they
No, it's not the same, Pete.
why is it
But-
not the same?
Because the US history is way
That's
more
what I was just about to
vast.
say. I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
It's
but
way more vast.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless how vast it is, it's not big enough to talk about every hip hop artist that had like great commercial success. So, but by you two's like rhetoric, then we have to incorporate the Criss Crosses.
First of all, there's only a handful of UK rappers who have achieved commercial success.
I don't know if it depends on what level we're talking about, but there are a lot that have like achieved commercial success.
We're talking about like wide, like big. If we're talking about Tinchy level, we're talking about Chip level. There's only a few. There's only a handful of them.
Name some more.
Dizzy, Tiny, Tinchy, Chip.
You think that's it?
Kano didn't really. Kano
Kano
didn't.
didn't.
Kano
reach that kind
didn't.
of
Wretch.
level.
You don't think what? You don't think Brown Eyes like
Not that level. Not Tinchy level. I don't think Tinchy.
It depends on your
what P's and
definition.
Q's? You don't think that was
Not
like,
Tinchy,
massive?
bro. On the level, not Tinchy level. Tinchy was on. Tinchy at one point was gone. Like I don't want to keep going, but Tinchy at one point gone clear. Tinchy's song was a WrestleMania, but Tinchy was gone clear at one point. So like, I don't think Kano was ever on that level. Wretch was never on that level.
Wiley did.
Wiley was never on that level.
I mean, he did wear my Rolex, and that
You know
was
what I mean?
something.
No knock against these guys, but they weren't ever.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But
It was a
I,
great
I hear what you man are saying.
No,
though. I'm
hang
not-
on. Pete, in an ideal world, what's in your UK museum?
I mean, it's not far off from what you man would consider in yours. I'm just asking questions as to whether Tiny would be in there. That's all I'm asking.
He's in mine.
That's cool.
Is it mine?
I just don't know if he's in
Definitely
mine.
Which
But
is
why
fine.
not?
I think because of how small the museum is going to be, because of how small it's going to be, I would want to note the more like influential, groundbreaking artists to be in it. And I just don't know if I don't know if Tiny is in that for me. That's all. It's not massive. It's not like the museum isn't going to be as big as the one in the US, so there's not that much room to just fill it up with like. And no disrespect to Tiny, because I'm a fan. I just don't think there's enough room for like the Tinies.
I think to be a black artist who has made grime or rap music, who has then gone on to have major commercial success, has to be celebrated in some type of way.
Okay, I'm not mad at that at all.
I'm
And
back.
you definitely have a valid point.
P had an amazing topic in mind of the idea of artists and bad albums, and how many bad albums can you take from an artist before you decide that
Enough's enough.
enough is enough. What does that? What do you mean by that?
I've checked out.
Yeah, I can't listen to you anymore.
Before you
man.
can't listen to them
Yeah,
anymore.
Can't listen or not looking for.
both. It's
I've got-
tough, right?
I've got a
Because
question.
you have to consider where the artist is in their career at that point that they start releasing these bad albums.
Yeah, fundamentally,
How
I
long
think
have
that
you?
depends.
How long have you been a fan?
I was going to ask you, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Are we talking at any point during their career or like when they first come out?
That's up
like
to-
how many
I mean, we
debut
can
albums did they have, or are we talking just generally how many bad albums in a row do they need to have?
we can incorporate both of them.
Does it need to be?
All of those.
Does it need to be in a row, or does it just?
Yeah,
need to
because I
be
could give
general?
you a.
I mean, we can
what you're gonna
speak
say.
about it from all those different sides.
Yep.
So let's say you're introduced to an artist tomorrow, and they release. So they have this amazing mixtape run. They drop 3.
These guys said, no, we're not starting there. Because I know who you're going to be.
No, I wasn't even thinking
Shut
of.
up, shut up. We're not starting there. No.
No, wait.
Because I've got one. 'Cause
Bro,
I want to say
hold
something.
on,
I genuinely
hold
want to say
on, hold on.
No,
Hear me,
we're not
hear
going
me,
to J. Cole.
wait,
We're not going to J. Cole.
wait.
Nah, we're not going to
Bro, wait. I wasn't even. Why are you so paranoid?
Because I know you're going to say
No,
J.
I
Cole.
wasn't even. Do you know what?
I said
bro,
free. This guy has free
the
great
the
mixtapes.
maddest thing is,
Cold World.
bro, the
Friday Night Lights.
Wait.
Warm up.
Bro, the maddest thing is, I weren't even thinking Cole until Yemi started laughing. And then as soon as you were like, no, we're not doing this, that's when I thought of Cole. But let me finish, So this artist has like 3 or 4 amazing mixtapes.
Big bastard.
And then they
Now he
drop,
wants to say
and then they drop their first album and it's okay, but you're not wowed. And then they drop their second album and then you're like, no, I'm not really enjoying this.
Their first?
But then, and they're about to drop their third. Do you check for that third or are you like, I'm kind of not interested no more?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I've checked out.
All right, cool.
Me personally, I'm willing to see what they've got next.
I can't give someone 3 albums, man.
If they're coming off 3 amazing mixtapes, I'll give them 3 albums.
Are we 3 amazing mixtapes or
Yeah.
1 and 2?
No,
alright
3
ones?
amazing mixtapes.
Like classics.
Yeah.
If you've given me 3,
Oh, if you've given me 3 classics,
if you've
I
given me
don't
3
think I can
classic
check out.
mixtapes,
I don't think I can check out.
I think
Actually, no, I
definitely
can definitely check out. Sorry, I'm
What?
bugging, I'm bugging,
Why
I'm
do you
bugging.
check out though?
'Cause-
Why can't?
Well, first of all, let's say our minimum. So what's your minimum of bad albums?
In
Or
a row,
maximum?
in a row.
I mean, it could be in a row. It could be in
If it's
total.
again, it does depend where they are in their career.
I was gonna say,
because
'cause
that's just one example.
fundamentally what it depends
That's
on.
one example. Now, if it's someone like Jay-Z went through it, he had a couple of albums I was like,
Kingdom Come.
but because I was so invested, that was a bad album. But because I was so invested in his career,
Trash.
I was willing to still check out what was to come, and he had given me enough good albums that I was all right. So I think it depends where they are in their career as well. If it's very early, then it's easier to check out. Whereas if they've been around for a while and they've given you like maybe 4 or 5 great albums or good albums, then I think it's harder to check out completely.
I can give you someone I checked out quick
Who?
after 2 bad albums. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne had Carter 3. Carter 4 was whack to me. And then what did he have after that? He had not Carter 5. He had
Well, even after the dedication series and the
yeah,
Drought series.
because you remember he had Carter 3. Carter 3 was amazing. Drop Carter 4. Carter 4 was whack. He had one mixtape.
Carter 4 wasn't whack.
to me.
Okay.
Carter 4 was Then he had the No Worries mixtape.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Push Me in My Face. After them 2, I was done.
Then you had the Rock album.
That's what. No. After them 2, I was done. I checked out on Lil Wayne. So I think I give them 2 albums depending on who they are, and I could tell where they're going. Because to me, after them 2, honestly, I've never checked for Wayne again. Then Carter 5 dropped. Carter 5 was whack.
Yeah.
Why check out though? Why not like maybe the artist is going through
Because sometimes you
something-
could tell. I like my artists to grow, so I think it also depends on that. If your albums are always about the same thing, for example, Carter, the mixtape, and Carter 3 was always about the same thing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were 2 whack albums, so I was just like,
Okay,
clearly,
so what if he was talking about the same things, but they were good albums? Then would you stay along for
I
the
would
ride?
stay along for the ride. Like for example,
So you don't mind?
say for example, Kiss.
Yeah.
I feel like Kiss makes good albums. You might disagree,
Right.
but he's been talking about the same thing his whole career.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But he does it in a way where Rick Ross is a perfect example. Actually, Rick Ross talks about nothing.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he does it in a way where I'm always in tune. and I feel like he makes great albums, even though he's not really talking about anything. So I think it depends on who you are as well, how your albums come across. Wayne, I was out after 2 albums, so I think I personally, looking back at myself, might give, as harsh as it sounds, I might give a rapper 2 albums. And by the third, I'll listen to it when I listen to it.
I think if we're talking a row, I'll give it 3.
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
That's
Three
a
in a row.
lot, bro.
You need 3 bad albums.
Yeah, of course, man. Because
So
it does depend on the artist, especially as well. I feel like if I'm invested in the artist, then it's probably going to be hard for me to fully check out. Like someone like Kanye, for instance. I've loved all his albums up until.
Yeezus.
No, up until The Life of Pablo, because I think that The Life of Pablo was overrated.
So you like Yeezus?
I love Jesus.
You loved Yeezus?
I love Jesus, yes. I did. But I like that experimental stuff, so, you know. Even if he wasn't saying anything, I still love the experimental stuff. Life of Pablo, I didn't really mess with too tough. Like, I liked it, but it was quality-wise, it was like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was And Kids See Ghosts was
Trash.
Kids See Ghosts was, it was kind of dead. And Ye was kind of meh. But it does depend on how invested I am in the artist. I feel like someone like Wayne, I'm like you. Carter 2 was dope. Carter 3 was dope. Carter 4 was all right. And then naturally, I just didn't listen again until Carter 5.
You know what I mean?
Because again, after a while, it just gets a bit boring. It gets a bit repetitive and stuff like that. Generally, if it's in a row, then it's going to be 3.
So you're looking for Kanye West's next album?
Oh, 100%.
But that's 3.
It will be 3. But again, I don't think any of them were whack. I just think they were a bit meh.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it takes a lot for me to say an album's whack anyway. But at the same time, I feel like if it is, I'm going to give you 3 goals. Someone like Cole, for instance, relax. I think his first, he's never had like a wiggity whack album.
Okay.
I feel like Sideline Story was mediocre.
I agree.
Born Sinner was cool. It was cool. It was his best album up to that point. Forest Hills Drive was then his best album up to that point. Four Your Eyes Only was wiggity whack. Actually, yeah, it was wiggity whack. And then KOD was good. Was like really good. So he's only on 1 for me. But yeah, for me, 3. I'm more willing to give people a chance, man. Because again, they could be going through stuff. They could be at a stage in their career where they're trying to explore, but it's not necessarily working. And you maybe have seen glimpses of what's to come in previous albums that you then want to see fully realized in other albums and the next albums. So it is just a matter of time. And it also depends on who the artist is and whether you really fuck with them or not.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, and you can turn off for a while and then come back to the artist. It's not.
I've had that with the
Oh,
game.
Wayne.
I was like that with the game.
Was it?
Yeah, because the game. I
Game
checked
as
out,
well, yeah. I was
And
a
then the
Game as
game
well.
I came back. I'm not gonna lie. When he dropped, remember the Red album?
Yeah.
I came out like, oh shit. 'Cause he had-
Even Kano. I had a couple after he did London Town. I switched off and I stopped like listening to his music, and then I think Made in the Manor might have been the first album in a while that I'd listened to from him. So you can turn off for a while, put him on pause, think, you
Back
know,
burner.
yeah, like what you're doing right now ain't really for me. I salute you, still a fan, but I'm gonna leave you there for now. I'm gonna come back to you at another time.
But
It
how
happens.
How many albums do you need though for it to
I
be
think
trash?
if you give me 2 crap albums in a row, yeah, I don't know, man.
Because the way I
I
look
start
at
looking
it,
at you differently,
bro,
man.
let's say they drop 1 album every 2 years. That's 4 years of bad work.
Wait.
No, hear what I'm saying, Yemi. Say 1 album every other year. That's 4 years of bad work. Do you know what I mean?
But let's say they've
When
been,
you word it like that, it's mad.
yeah, but if they've been consistent for the last 3 albums, 4 albums, are you going to turn off after 2 bad ones?
I start
personally-
looking at you differently.
Yeah, but does that mean you're going to turn off?
I
Does
may
that mean,
not-
does it mean you're not checking for the next one?
I may not be as interested, but I would eventually get to it.
that's literally
For me to stop listening to you whatsoever, you gotta give me like 3.
Give me an example.
Yeah,
I think
I want Peter to give me an example.
Why do you want me?
Because you haven't given an example.
I think
Kanye?
Wu-Tang as a collective. After Wu-Tang Forever, I was done. I'm not listening to an album with them as a collective ever again. I'm
Wait,
done.
the W was okay. Iron Flag was
Is that the
kinda-
one that had Gravel Pit?
Yes.
Yep.
Nah, man.
The Iron Flag was whack. 7 Diagrams was wiggity whack.
7 diagrams.
Wiggity whack.
Is that the one that RZA? Did RZA not produce that one? There was one that they turfed him off of.
They told him bounce, innit?
That might have been it. No, I think A Better Tomorrow might have been it.
Okay.
maybe. And I
Yeah,
I still to this day haven't listened to that album. And the Saga Continue was shout out Mathematics. Like it was, you tried to get back the sound. Like yeah, it was cool, but you know what I'm
Pete,
saying?
give another example though, other than Woo, that you turned off after say two bad albums that you was fucking with.
Do
up
you know
until
who,
that
I was a
point.
massive fan of Scorcher. After what's he had that mixtape that had the Dark Knight tune. After that, I was done. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good, man.
Done, yeah.
Yeah, 50 Cent was another one. I think after
Massacre.
the album that he had the tune with Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
The AO
Curtis.
Curtis.
I was so done after that.
Well, you didn't like AO Technology?
Nah, man.
Hey,
Bro, what?
technology.
Yo, I beg you take that voice somewhere
Sorry,
else.
apologies.
Man.
Apologies, guys.
Yeah, I
apologies.
was kind of done after that, man.
You're low key bugging.
She wants it. Sorry.
Because the Massacre was a bit like, I don't know. Bro.
No, it was that in it because he came out with Get Rich. Calm. That's
Yeah.
a classic. Massacre. Curtis. Whew. Before self-destruct, now you're done. You feel me? You're done. You're done. You self-destruct.
Yeah, but on before I self-destruct, he had a sick
the
tune
song with Neo.
No, the tune with the aura.
I'm not on it.
Oh, for fuck's
I'm
sake.
not on it. I'm not on it.
For fuck's sake.
I'm not on it.
Okay,
What's
so
going on? Such a good
50
breed,
Cent is the very concrete example of someone who's like you turned off completely after like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brother Screw.
after a couple.
Kanye's my example.
Nah, man.
After the
No,
Life
it
of
was
Pablo.
it was Kanye's political views.
No,
that kind
I'm gonna
of-
be honest with you guys.
It
Yeezus,
weren't necessarily his music because Jesus I actually thought was okay.
you both know how I feel about Yeezus. I downloaded it, deleted it, emptied the recycle bin because these times you used to still download music.
I think for
Bro,
real hip hop heads, they're not gonna like.
I
Yeezus.
hated it. I deleted recycle
I think you
bin.
need to have a little bit of an eclectic.
I feel
ear.
you. I hate
yeah,
Yeezus.
and I'm
not
with
gonna-
okay, if you're gonna take it by two albums, right? You didn't like Jesus, you hated Ye, you didn't like Kid See Girl, so I can see what you mean.
Yes, I've checked out on Kanye. I'll listen to Kanye when I listen to Kanye. I still haven't even finished Ye. I don't think I love.
It's 7 tracks.
I didn't.
I've listened to 4.
I didn't really enjoy it.
Honestly, I can't even name the songs in Ye for you. Like I've checked out on Kanye's music at this point.
You didn't like Yikes?
No, it was
Nah,
yikes.
I didn't like Yikes.
You didn't like Yikes?
I didn't like Yikes.
You hear the way you said that, fam? Yikes. But anyway,
That's how I felt about the
you
album.
know, yikes, fam. Anyway, so my thing is, yeah, so I'm 2 albums and I'm straight. 2 albums. If you make a third whack one, I'm done fully, 100%. Like it's all over, Jackie. no, honestly, 3 bad albums, I'm done.
Yeah, 3
Like,
bad
I
albums
am
is
not
a
giving
lot,
you
man.
another
No
run.
matter what your commitment
I'm
was.
done, bro.
So if J. Cole was to
If
release
J. Cole drops 3 Cold War Silent Stories, I'm done.
I think Cole's a perfect example for me. Like he gave me 3 great mixtapes, man. The Come Up, the Warm Up, Friday Night Lights. I was like one of Cole's biggest fans, man. I was rooting for him. And then he gave me Sideline Stories. And I was like,
it was regrettable.
I was like, oh, Cole, come on, bro. Like,
It was very regrettable.
yeah.
But you
By
know
the
what
way,
he
And
was
then,
trying-
hold on. And then he gave us Born Sinner. And I was like,
Fucking blasphemy.
I don't know about this, Cole. I'm looking at you a bit differently now. I need that Friday Night Lights.
Pete's enjoying this one.
Fucking
And then what was after that?
Forest Hills, fam.
And then he gave me Forest. But do you know what? Before Forest Hills, I'd kind of checked out. So I listened to Forest Hills maybe 2 years after
Oh,
it
you've
came
been
out.
checked out then.
How many?
Yeah.
How long after?
I 2 years after it came
Oh
out.
my god.
But then I finally got to it,
He finally got
and
to it, guys.
I wasn't wowed, but
He
I thought
wasn't.
it was cool.
Everyone else was wild.
Yeah, but I'm not everyone else.
Yeah, but
Clearly.
people.
And then hold on, I ain't even done yet.
Okay.
And then after that, he what did he give us?
He dropped
For Your Eyes
For Your
Only.
Eyes Only.
Yeah, and I actually thought that was okay.
Of course you fucking did. It's
No,
soulful.
hold on. Continue. Get to KOD.
I thought that was okay.
Okay.
Got to KOD.
Huh.
I was
Oh, come on, man.
This guy's a hater.
You're the only person on the planet that likes For Your Eyes Only.
I said,
I like For Your Eyes
I
Only.
said it was okay.
I like
I
For
said
Your
it
Eyes
was
Only.
okay.
I like For Your Eyes Only. I went to that concert.
You like folding clothes.
I want to
That's-
fold
I love
clothes
that. That
for you.
tune's bad.
You know what? Fair enough. That's a banger.
I want to make it right way.
Yo, bro, stop singing in my
You need to stop
ear,
singing.
bro.
You need to stop singing.
No, the wrong way.
Anyway, okay, fair enough.
There's a rapper that I pulled that. Depending on quickly, I just want to put this point. It's 2 tracks. It's 2 albums normally. If one album's really bad, I'm done. Like, I can give you an example. Remember Logic's first album, Under Pressure?
No.
I don't know if
No.
you listened. Cool.
I don't fuck with Logic.
I listened to maybe 3 of songs. I listened to a bit of Logic's first album, Under Pressure. It was decent. I listened to Logic's second album.
Man said Logic.
It was the worst album I've ever listened to in my life. I've never listened to Logic since. So depending on how bad one of your albums is, I can fully check out. Do you get what I mean?
I feel you.
Like,
Logic.
If you have a really, really bad... By the way, I don't fuck with Logic. I'm just saying.
Logic is a wet wipe.
No, I don't fuck with Logic. All I'm saying is Logic's first Under Pressure album was decent, whichever way that's out. I don't know if you might never listen to
I
Under
never
Pressure.
listened to Logic.
Cool. Under Pressure was a very decent album. His second album is maybe one of the wackest things I've ever heard. I've never listened to Logic.
What about
since.
UK? You got any artists here that like giving you like
That I've checked out on?
a great album, then a couple mediocre, and then you just stopped like paying attention?
I can name one, but I don't want to.
Do you know what? Wretch did that for me.
You know what I said to you? I can name one, but I don't want to.
Yeah, when he did
Dizzy.
after retrospective, I think he did the tractor stuff.
Remember when I said to you I can name one, but I don't want
Yeah,
to.
I weren't
But no, but I
interested.
came back. By the
Yeah,
way,
Black or White was
because
kinda
no. I came back with Rich. Rich had Teachers Training Day, which was, to me, I'm from Tottenham, so it's always going to be a classic.
Oh, here we
even-
go. I'm
No.
pretty sure that's the exact same thing you did when we had the argument about
Yeah, I'm just
Wretch.
saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah,
I-
Teachers
I'm-
Training
Teachers
Day.
Training- And no,
From Tottenham.
no,
Yeah.
because what it is he had a few mixtapes.
Tottenham, baby.
Can I talk, cuz?
Good.
Can I? Sorry, I want to be like Peter. Can I talk, guys?
Go on.
So he had a couple of mixtapes that were amazing, and then he had. Do you remember Tractor? And what was the other song with Example? Do you remember?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I'm not fucking with this. So then I checked out. Then he started growing dreads and came back, and I was like, no, I can fuck with Rich again. So I guess he's someone I checked out on the UK on a personal topic.
about. Who else?
That's about it. That's
Dizzy.
Rich.
I think he dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Boy in the Corner. We don't need to talk about that. Showtime, I think, is a very criminally underrated album. I think that's a really dope album. Maths and English, yeah. And then Tongue in Cheek, no, G.
I said, no, it's a no for me, dog.
It's a no from me, man. And then he came back last year or the year before with Rasket. And Rasket was cool. He was back on his rapping thing, and I appreciated him for it. But yeah, I kind of checked out after that because obviously it coincided with him going pop anyway. So it was kind of like, okay, 2 for the price of 1. All right, I'm gone. It's all over.
I think Tinchy, when Tinchy first went pop, I was like, no, I can't follow you on this ride, bro.
Keep it there.
Yeah, man. Because he gave us underground, he gave us mainstream money, and I was a massive Tinchy fan. But
You didn't like Mainstream Money?
no, I loved mainstream money.
Okay.
But after that, I was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna follow you on this road. I think that's about it, man. There's not
that money in the UK. That many.
nah,
that you can think of.
There aren't that many albums in the UK.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. America, you can roll off your tongue, but that's just natural.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We got any other
Actually, no,
examples?
Bashy. When Bashy did his first official album, I was a bit disappointed, man. I was like, yeah, I can see where you're going, and I don't know if I can follow you down this road. He had that song, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and yeah, I was just like, yeah,
Keep that song.
But then he had that song called Ransom with Scorch and Rich.
Oh,
the video when he got
the
kidnapped.
video when he got kidnapped.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah,
like-
this is more like
I was
it.
like Top Boy before Top Boy.
Yeah, but yeah, he just kind of fell off the music scene, didn't it?
Oh yeah, Chipmunk as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Chipmunk's another one I can name.
Has he ever made, like, I'm not trying to diss, has he ever made, like, good albums?
I thought
He
the
had
one
good mixtapes.
Yeah, the one with that he had Chris Brown on it, where he had all them American
Transition.
features. That was okay.
Transition was a decent album. When he had what was it, Kerry Hilson? He had Kerry Hilson, Diddy Dirty Money, I think. Chris Brown. He had another song called Foul. No, that Transition album was actually dope. No, I actually like that project. But then he got dropped.
Peak.
Shout out to Chip though, man. Now he's back on his shit.
Yeah, 100%. Any other examples from US?
US. Oh wait, hold on.
Because there probably are a few.
There's a few, man. Like,
T.I.
T.I.?
Yeah, there was, I think after King, it got a bit shaky.
he brought it back though.
Paper Trail?
I didn't come back. Yeah, no, I tried Paper Trail. I wasn't impressed.
You never listened to Crown Heavies who
Trouble
wears
Man?
it?
Nah, I think after Paper Trail,
Trouble Man?
I was out.
He's even got what's that one when he's got the song Black, the US,
But
or was it against Us or Else?
yeah, no. But I think also us checking out quite easily lets us know how much of a fan we were in the first place.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to cut you. I got someone I checked
That's
out.
why I give it 3. Because I don't want to just give up on them so
But
easy.
it depends on who it is, though, innit? Like the
Yeah.
Roots, I probably won't check out.
Ever,
I can hear a bad album and say, all right, yeah, that's really bad.
but you won't ever check out.
Nah, because I'm invested.
I got someone I checked out on recently.
Who?
Wale.
You've checked out?
Not checked out, but I'm not checking for Wale's music. When was the last time you thought, let me listen to new Wale music?
I always listen.
Never.
By the way, Wale was one of my songs. I said Wale's one of my favorite artists. What I'm saying is Wale's last 2 projects were whack or very meh.
What were the last 2? What? Shine?
Shine, I wasn't really there for.
Okay.
And there was the one before that. The Moonlight thing, not Moonlight.
Album about nothing.
Album about nothing.
You didn't like that?
But even before that, The Gifted.
You
was
didn't like The
wild.
Gifted?
No, The Gifted I liked.
The Gifted was wild.
man.
Anyway, listen, album about nothing.
Gifted was wild.
Yo,
No,
hold on.
he had some moments on
No,
The
listen,
Gifted, though,
The Gifted
man.
was wild.
Quickly, album about nothing. I felt was very.
I really enjoyed that.
Whereas Ambition to me is amazing. I love that album. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
that's his best one.
That's
a
his
good
best one. But then I haven't checked out. What I'm saying is he's already had 2 bad ones. If it's a third one, it's looking shaky for you, dog.
Does Drake qualify at all?
Nah.
Drake?
No, he's got too many hits.
I'm asking.
No,
He's
of
got too
course.
many hits.
It's,
I'm asking.
no,
He's got too
it's
many-
you. It's what you
Does
feel.
Drake? Well, I mean,
I've checked out for
Take
Drake.
Care.
What have you
but-
checked out on Drake though?
No,
I've
not at
checked
all.
now.
But
this way,
he might be close for me because Take Care was.
Real?
I've checked out on
Take
Drake.
Care. No.
You didn't like Take Care?
Score views. No.
Say that again with your chest.
So technically, by my own rules,
He's
Take Care I
done.
did not. Take Care I didn't like. Other than Lord knows, views I did not like.
More life.
Scorpion was kind of whack.
More life.
So 3, I really should be checked out by now.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't.
More
finished.
Life was a playlist.
I still. What's his last album?
Scorpion.
I still haven't finished it.
It's long as fuck.
I don't know, but I don't give. Ask my boys. I don't listen to Drake full album
Scorpion
anymore.
has some of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life.
I'm never gonna listen to a full Drake album.
that song
I know
Jaded is. Oh man,
Like I'm never.
What
gonna
song?
listen, I'm never.
Jaded.
I love that song.
Summer Games.
I'm sure
Summer
you do.
Games is terrible.
Yo, I feel your pain, fam.
Oh man. And I
Oh,
remember
I
when I
love
first
that
listened
song.
to it, I was on my way to work and I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Yes.
Yo, we check out very easily. I've deeped it.
You two check out really easily. I think 2 albums is easy, man.
I think it's just us like wanting that quality.
I think it
though,
depends
innit?
on how whack it is as well. If it's whack, I think 2 albums is. To hear the time space I'm saying, 4 or 5 years is a long time for you to have bad music.
But I also think it's a gradual process. I think the 1 album, okay, I'll let you off. 2nd album, looking a bit shaky. 3rd album is still whack. All right, cool.
Salaam alaikum, bruv.
Bust out.
What's good off, fam? You know what I mean, fam? We're just gonna have to think.
That's what I meant to say. Shout Omar. But yeah, I think it's a gradual process. I think after 2, it's like, okay,
Get out of here.
yeah, man, it just seems like, I don't want to say high maintenance, but it sounds a bit high maintenance.
Nah, man. I'm sorry.
Because
3
you're
whack
basically saying after the first one, okay, that's your one and
strike
only,
one.
that's your one and only warning. And then after the second one, it's like, okay, yeah, we're done.
I feel that's fair.
I don't think that's that fair.
That's where I hold my rappers to. Put it that way.
fair enough, but I don't think it's that fair.
But I'm saying your 2 albums, and I'm not really there for you anymore. A 3rd whack album, I am fully not checking you for your new album. Does that make sense?
But we're talking about fully not checking rather than like,
I am not checking for Kanye West's new music.
okay, cool. But there's a difference between, okay, cool, you've made 2 bad albums. If you release the next one, I may or may not check it out.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's a difference between that and saying, okay, second album, I'm not checking for you no
No,
more.
your second. If you drop 2 bad albums, your 3rd one, I'm gonna hear it when I hear it.
Okay, so you're not making an effort to.
No, if you make 3 whack albums, salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. It does depend on how heavy you fuck with the artist. If you don't really fuck with the artist, then it doesn't matter. You're probably not gonna check for it anyway. But if it's your favorite rapper, if Black Thought was to drop, okay, scenario time. If Black Thought was to drop out of the Roots, and by that I mean like branch out, and his two albums that he's dropped so far, or projects, whatever,
Yeah.
were whack. Are you checking for him again?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm invested.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And I'm invested in Kanye West. So whether that's him making 2 or 3 whack albums, I'm still gonna check for him. Who do you have that relationship with, Mo? Probably Cole, right?
Cole,
Exactly. So
Jay-Z.
we have our exceptions.
Jay-Z
Jay-Z.
could drop bare whack albums. I'll still listen to him. You guys know that.
I think
Cole as well.
he's probably only got 1 whack album.
No, he's got 2.
I'm not gonna call.
He's got 2.
What's the other one?
Best of both worlds.
Okay, fine. Ara.
That's by force.
It was by force, wasn't
By
it?
force, that's a whack album. Even if it's a good album, it's a whack album. But it's a whack album.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man. So I thought about this topic a while ago.
Just so you know, audience, we're moving on to the next topic. Take it away, Peter.
The segue was epic. The segue.
Yeah,
was
man. So yeah, I'd obviously been thinking about. I said obviously, like it's obvious, but
I've said that on
let
previous
me
episodes.
start that again. Innit?
Yeah, I've said that previous episodes. I've paid myself for it.
So the next topic is titled "Artistry versus Image," and what I want to discuss is why there are certain artists that are more successful for their image or things outside of the music compared to the actual music. And yeah, I just wanted to explore different thoughts as to why that might be. So yeah, the floor is yours, gents.
Do you think it's an ongoing, I don't want to say problem, but do you think that's a thing that's kind of like so much of an issue that a lot of rappers are kind of preferring one style or one thing over another?
Explain that.
In a sense of, obviously we're talking about it now because you want to talk about it. Do you think it's a problem that the substance might not necessarily be the main thing for certain rappers?
Yeah, I do think it's a problem. I think it takes away from the actual music. I think we're so distracted by everything else but the quality of the music that we are allowing a lot of these rappers space and room to continue to maneuver in the industry and make careers of mediocre music. And to be honest with you, I feel like we've been in this time for a while now that, you know, we pay more attention to the things surrounding music than the actual music. I think if we paid more attention to the music, a lot of these artists wouldn't be where they are now. I think because we're so fascinated by the controversy, the entertainment that surrounds these artists, whether it be the fuck shit that they get up to on social media or whether it just be them getting in trouble with the law. We're tuned into that, but we don't really judge them for the quality of their music. And I think it's been that way for a long time. And I think when we finally do get to a point where it's the quality of the music in which that's all we care about, a lot of these artists won't be around. And I think ways in which you can get into the music industry will become tighter. There'll be a lot more quality control. But until we stop paying attention to the nonsense, the foolery, we're going to continue getting the, and I don't even want to put anyone on blast, but we're going to continue getting a lot of these mediocre musicians that, you know, are just entertaining us with their fuck shit.
I think as long as social media exists, we're always going to have that element of it. We're always going to have people that live their lives on the internet through which we can see on a daily basis. For people who might not necessarily have the substance, that's how they remain, not necessarily relevant, but they remain like the flavor of the month in a way. Because if they haven't got the music to stand up for them, then they're going to get up to whatever madness they got up to and project that to the world. And it's not even necessarily like fuck shit. It could be something like, I don't know, let's say Cardi B has a Fashion Nova collection, stuff like that. So clearly she's got her hand in the pie of fashion while also having good music. Or someone like...
That's a rare example though. That's someone that has got a grip on making decent music and doing other things. I'm also talking about...
it's about people that do dumb shit.
Not even necessarily just that. Just artists that we know more about the stuff they're doing outside of music than their music, and they call themselves musicians.
Azealia Banks.
Perfect example. We know her more
fuck
for her controversy than the quality of her music. I think she had a good song at the beginning of her song, which I think was titled 212. And then after that, it just went off the rails, and it was just controversy. It was just, you know, outspoken opinions, and we paid more attention to that than her music that she was releasing. And I'm sure she was releasing music, but we didn't pay attention to that. So at what point are we going to get back to focusing on the music rather than giving attention to the controversy surrounding the artists, or just paying more attention to the stuff that they do outside of the music?
I feel...
Go ahead.
No, go knock yourself out.
Well, in the case of Azealia Banks, the fuck shit hasn't stopped. 'Cause if it hasn't stopped, then you're only going to focus on that. And most of the fuck shit is mad stuff. Like, she's insulting people. She's accusing Russell Crowe of like spitting on her and RZA just watching and shit. You know what I mean? It's pretty serious stuff. So you're going to remember that way more so than the 212 record, or even her first album. I think it's called Broke with Expensive Taste. I really like that album, but after the madness she was getting up to, I deleted all her music from my iTunes because I just couldn't. I didn't really want to digest her much anymore. So I think as long as you're still involved in that shit, that's always going to follow you, and it's always going to affect the music you make and the frequency with which you make it. Personally,
Problem is, I feel like as long as there's social media, there's always going to be this dumb stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
People are always going to be a habit of, if they're not making music, just do tomfoolery, just so they can keep an active presence to a certain extent. But then what they don't understand is people will know them more for their antics than their music. And I feel like they get caught up in the hype so much that they actually forget you do need music to back you up. But people are always going to be... Every time Azealia Banks does something stupid, every time, just for her example, We know it's what's coming, but it's gonna make news.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean?
true.
She could drop a song tomorrow, but I guarantee you that she will do tomfoolery the week after. That everyone forgets about the music. And I feel like the artists, what they don't understand is we remember. For example, let me give you an not in a Azalea Banks situation, a lot of the younger artists, all they know is the social media stuff. So all they know is doing dumb stuff online and getting their name out there. They weren't alive when you kind of had to communicate. There was no social media. You had to talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, Kodak Black on Instagram saying live what he said about Nipsey Hussle's Lauren London. That's tomfoolery. But then he doesn't care, fam. He's backing it up 1,000 times. So therefore, if he drops a song, we don't care about that song. We just remember the antics he done.
Depends on the audience, though. I think his fans might not necessarily care because they're his fans.
True.
We're not necessarily his target audience.
True.
We're more fans of the other side. So we're going to remember the stuff that he says about the other side that is insulting.
But what I'm saying is they've got a habit of always doing...
Yeah, but
antics
with Kodak, I don't know if he was doing that to gain more attention.
But even the way he
get new
addressed
fans.
it after was wild, bro. When
Yeah,
he
but
kept on saying
I'm more so...
That dude when he was even talking... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm more so talking about artists that do things specifically
Oh, just for clout.
to get more attention on their music rather than focusing on the quality of their music.
Can you give an example?
Tekashi.
I was going to say him as well.
It worked, though.
But he's a rare example because obviously he got up to some madness, but
And he had
people listen to his music.
Yeah.
If anything,
But we know him more for his controversy than we do his music.
yeah, of course.
And for
because-
what it's worth, his music wasn't that good.
Stop it.
I mean, you would say that.
Stop it.
And I feel you. Like, for the most, I mean, you know how I feel about his album. I hated that album.
I fucked with Tekashi's music.
I hated that album, but I feel like his antics and his music went hand in hand because one informed the other. The antics informed the music. Now, he might be remembered more for the antics because the antics were so serious, and we're kind of still living in his antics because he's in jail still, but he hasn't been like convicted or anything.
He snitched.
I mean, we know he snitched.
Sometimes it works, though. You know that.
I mean, it worked for 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine. The first time I ever heard of 6ix9ine was stupid shit. Then I went to go listen to music. I got Tekashi songs in my phone. So sometimes it can pan out. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you don't, in my opinion, you might disagree. I feel like Tekashi had the music to back him up.
He didn't.
In my opinion. But if you don't have the music to stand up by you, like the problem with Azalea Banks, I feel like as much as she done flagrant stuff, to me her music was whack. Later on.
But you
That's
don't
the
really
first
like that
album.
music, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't like that housey
I
stuff,
can't stand
that
housey.
bouncy
I
stuff.
can't stand
Exactly. So
I feel like, what was you going to say?
it's not your audience. You're not the audience.
But I feel like if you make good music, your antics, depending on how flagrant it is, people can forgive it.
Yeah, but why are we even at a point where there needs to be any antics?
Because it's social media,
Why?
bro.
Yeah, but no,
It's the younger
yeah, but
audience.
forget
It's the youngest, bro.
Forget social media. Why are we at a point where there has to be any
Where-
antics? Why can't we just get the music and judge you based on your music? Why are we knowing you more for the stuff you do outside the music when you are a musician than your music?
No,
Because-
we feel like that.
Because to be a musician is to also be an entertainer. And obviously that aspect of it might necessarily encompass what the idea of an entertainer is. But in this age of social media, to be a presence in social media, you have to be an entertainer of some sort, even if it detracts from the music. In some examples, it might detract from music. In some examples, it might bring you closer to the music. So it does just depend. I think in 2019, like the idea of being a musician, whether you want to or not, especially if you're up and coming, you are going to engage in some of the more non-music fuck shit, or not even. It might not even necessarily be fuck shit. It could be just like positive stuff, like Chance. Chance does positive stuff, which he's probably known more for than the music because he doesn't release that much music. So there's that end of the spectrum as well. I think it very much depends, but he's a presence on social media, but that's all for positive stuff.
Right.
But he's also able to, outside of that, contribute to the community, do all this stuff. So it does depend, generally. But the more, I suppose people might congratulate more of the fuck shit and give it more play. Like people like academics, like World Star Hip Hop, they're not necessarily gonna have audio or video of Chance handing out flipping turkeys in Chicago or whatever. They're gonna have a video of like bonk, like putting them in a coffin on a flipping car window, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna generate more views and it's gonna generate more traffic to their channel. So it's beneficial for these people to do fuck shit because you're gonna get more eyes on it.
Yeah.
So it's not as straightforward as just putting out the music and letting that do the work.
I feel like
I don't think so.
I feel like we're very. I might be wrong, but I feel like our generation was the last of a certain breed, where all it is music. I might be wrong, but I feel like the generation now, the youngest, feel like they have to have antics to come behind their music. Bar a few,
man.
don't get me wrong, not all of them.
mean-
Not all of them. For example, like Roddy Ricch, no antics, just music. So not all of them, don't get me wrong.
Aaron May as well.
I feel like a lot of them though do have antics. I might be
JID.
wrong.
Jid.
I mean, even in saying that, like if we go back 90s, I mean Tupac.
Pac was an antic.
That's what I was getting at.
He's got a video when he's like, I can't even call the girl the B word. And then, have you ever seen that video?
No.
When he's in college, I'll send it to you. No whatever. Like he's like, I can't even call women the B word. I don't even like calling girls the B word. No whatever. Like this is Tupac. And then there's a side by side video straight after that where he's like, fuck these bitches. I swear. So his whole life was an antic.
Yeah, he was stuck laugh.
His whole life, yeah, you've got a point, I guess.
Yeah.
You've got a point.
So yeah, maybe it's always
just
been
didn't see
there.
it,
Maybe
yeah.
it's always been there, but we haven't always
Hey,
had
it's defi-
social media.
what's Rick
Maybe.
Ross?
What do you mean?
Is Rick Ross an antic?
In what way?
Rick Ross is a
Yeah, but we know Rick Ross for the music though.
true.
He's been able to outlive the.
Oh, so you're
accusations
saying that? Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, he was able to because obviously the whole CO thing came out, but he was able to like ride that wave
and just bring up music.
and bring out quality music. Sometimes that's all it takes to make quality music that has people talking about strictly the music. And then he's been able to do stuff like open up Wingstops and stuff like that, be an entrepreneur,
Wale, Meek.
Wale and Meek, bringing through them. So all that has kind of drowned out the negative things that were spiraling around him at the time. So that's an example of people who can make music that can overturn whatever fuck shit that you came in the game on or you were doing in the game. And I also think that because all of these artists are young, I don't necessarily think making quality music is the goal for them. I think it's to just make money. A lot of the new gen are making the same trappy shit. They're not doing it to spark a flipping movement of like quality music. They're doing it to make P.
Do you think so? You think their goal is to get the name out there and then the music comes second?
Yeah. If that.
So
maybe the music isn't even that important.
You think like Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny. What's that girl called again?
Bad Baby.
Yeah. Like
She's not a musician.
quote unquote rapper.
She's not quote unquote rapper. But
what do we know her for?
that's just about exposure. We know her about as being the Catch Me Outside girl.
So therefore, if you're younger and you're seeing her
Yeah.
known as the Catch Me Outside girl, what are you thinking?
I need to be viral.
That's it.
And
then
that's
the
what
music-
people. Yeah, that's what
and the-
people. That's what people are doing. Like even in the UK scene, rappers, stylists, photographers, more time. They're looking for like a viral moment to like.
I
Get
think
the
it's
name
different
out
in the UK though, man. I think
We don't go for it.
The UK rappers, the grime rappers, they don't do the nonsense that the US do. Like they don't like get into all the beefs for attention and that.
But that's
because the UK is more real here, like, and it's London small.
I'll catch you.
You feel me?
I'll see you in a party.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll catch you in Shoreditch.
But how much of this is like our fault? How much of it is the consumer's fault?
No, man,
Dude,
what-
we I think we're in a day and age where a lot of us do listen with our eyes as opposed to just our ears. So we pay attention to all of this stuff. We want to see our artists more out there. They need to be visible. So is it because of us that these artists are feeling no, they need to do these things to keep our attention?
I think we're only human. We're gonna be attracted to stuff like that. I don't think. While it would be nice for fans generally to like encourage their favorite artists to make more quality music, if they do some mad stuff that we're interested in seeing, we're not gonna like. There's no stopping us.
I
at the end of the
disagree.
day. You disagree?
Yeah, I feel like if our favorite rapper done some wild antic, we'll look at him like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Genuinely, I don't feel like we care about news. Like, I don't care what J. Cole does outside making music. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't care what Kendrick Lamar does outside making music. If he does positive stuff, smash it. But I mean, in terms of do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we don't. They're not gonna do dumb stuff.
But
like
what I'm
that,
saying
though.
is, I don't feel like it's on us. I genuinely believe, because of the younger audience, it's the younger people that do antics. Don't get me wrong, it's always happen. I'm just about in terms of the stupid stuff. I feel like the younger audience.
It's not just younger people, by the way. It's older people. It's older rappers as well. Boosie. Like I saw a video of him on Instagram Live, and there was a.
But do you listen to Boosie?
Of course, I don't listen.
That's
to
my
Boosie.
point. We don't go and check his.
But I'm saying though.
No, what I'm saying is we don't go listen. I'm talking about us lot because Peter was asking us Do you know what I mean? As an audience, I feel like when we see Boosie do that, we don't go and listen to his music.
It's not just restricted to the younger generation, though. That's what I'm saying.
I feel you. Oh, that do the antics.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I'm just saying, I feel like they will go and listen to the music more than we would.
Yeah.
That's what my point is. Like, I feel like
But we're a certain demographic, though.
true. But like, I saw Boosie. Boosie has a few Instagram lives when he does dumb shit, and he knows what he's doing. Like when he's doing with his children and stuff like that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
it-
no, the one I saw was he was on Instagram Live and there was a girl just like her bare ass just out and she was just like making it clap.
Yeah, and then he's also had one. I don't know if you saw with his kids. His kids, he caught his kids with some girls, and he's got all 4 of them on Instagram Live. The little girls as well. They were like 14,
Yuck.
and he's just like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" But it's like you don't need to do that. But we know why he's doing that. But that won't make me go listen to your music.
No, not at all. If
That's why I'm
anything,
just asking repeat. Like,
it's gonna put you off.
That's my point. That's why I'm just asking repeat. Like, I feel like us lot as music heads don't look at antics and think that's gonna make me go and listen to your music. Only reason I don't like Tekashi is because whether we like it or not, he was a different beast. His antics were different. I'm sorry. Like he ran
Yeah, of course.
Instagram. He ran Instagram at one point. I'm never trying to gas it. You know what I mean? I feel like
No, he definitely did.
he definitely ran Instagram for a little bit. So I just naturally.
But
had
it
to check
wasn't
out
just
his
the
music.
mad stuff that he was doing. He was actually kind of funny in
He
places.
was hilarious, man. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
man, he was mocking 50
hilarious.
Cent. He did a parody of In the Club.
Yeah,
like,
he was hilarious, man.
That's that thing with Soulja Boy and was it Soulja Boy? No, Chief Keef and his baby mom as well, going into
The
Gucci
15th
and stuff.
video was hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like he was a funny dude.
He knew the game.
He knew the
He
game.
knew the game.
He played it to his advantage.
Tekashi knew the game. I'll give him that.
And he backed it up with what people saw as good music. And people still bang that album.
So do I.
Mo still bangs that album, even though, you know, you probably got to take away your music head credentials after that one.
I think we all like. I think we all have songs that we don't not proud of.
Of course.
for sure.
Yeah,
But we all indulge, maybe to varying degrees, but we all indulge in an artist's new or old fuck shit at some point.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Kanye, he's been on his dumb stuff for a while.
That's a great question. I've got a question for that actually.
What's your question?
Can antics put you off an artist? Like if someone does something so far, can that fully put you off an artist?
100%.
Yeah.
So has Kanye West?
I'm
antics,
going through that with Kanye.
I was just
as
about to
we
ask that.
speak.
Has Kanye West put you guys off him with his antics?
Yes.
He made me...
He's
Yes.
put you off.
Yes.
You hear me?
I
Off
had
his
I had
music?
a conversation with our older brother just about black people and forgiving, and when I left that conversation, I left feeling like, all right, you know what? Let me try and maybe start forgiving my man. But
What?
My man.
yeah, but that's a conversation we talk about that outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. Just to answer your question, for sure,
You hear me?
but definitely.
It's never gonna put, unless it's really, really bad, it's not gonna put me off the music.
It's not
'cause,
really bad already.
like, it's bad, but I can't, man. I'm too invested.
I feel you.
Like Kanye West is really, very much up there for me. And even though I did go through a crisis of like who is this guy when it was actually happening last year, I kind of just put it all in perspective and realized that okay, he's got stupid views that I don't agree with, but he's not raped anybody. He's not, abused anybody.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? There are worse people out there. He's just someone who
Sides with a racist.
craves attention
Who sides with everything that you
and
just said.
craves to be different.
And it sides with someone you just mentioned. He sides with a rapist. He sides with a misogynist,
I'm with you.
a homophobic.
I feel you. And
Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
fine line with. I don't want to have a conversation about Kanye. I'm just saying his antics for me
I
anyway
feel you.
put me off personally. I'd be lying if I said I don't listen. It's a tricky one for Kanye, man. Let me not get into it. But I feel like his antics are too flagrant. Do you know what I mean? Some antics are too.
I'm with you.
But that's a mental issue as well.
Right, this is the thing.
Yeah, that's a
like,
mental issue as well. I don't think
we
that's
got to be
him.
really careful when we talk about him.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's antics. I feel like that's something's not right with you.
But also, if we're talking about Kanye again, there was a whole Taylor Swift thing. So he's been accused, and the George Bush thing. There's been a lot of stuff that has, outside of music, that has gravitated people towards the music.
Fuck with that though.
Of course you do. But at the same time, that is mad stuff outside of the music
Extra
that
shit.
didn't necessarily affect his bottom line. People were still listening. People were still flocking to it. Especially after the Taylor Swift thing, and he was able to deliver what he delivered after that. So it does just depend. I think the idea of style over substance is a real thing. But again, it really just depends on the artist. I think the newer generation are more culpable of preferring how they look and what they do as opposed to what they make, especially in the mainstream sphere. But for people like us, we're not necessarily flocking to those people anyway, so it might not necessarily matter.
Yeah, it's a crazy topic, man.
Has anyone's antics ever made you listen to them, Peter? Like, have you ever heard of someone's antics before you heard of their music?
All the time.
Have you ever listened to their
All
music?
the time.
But have you ever gone and listened to their music?
No.
So it doesn't work for you at all?
Nah, man, not me. I'm
You're-
into
No,
musicianship,
I
man.
feel you,
So I don't care about that, bro. I genuinely don't. If you're a dope musician or you're a dope rapper or singer or whatever, like that's what I care about. I don't care about the controversy. I think Tupac was probably the only rapper where after he died and when I was old enough that I started like, I think his controversy kind of pulled me in even more because I was trying to understand his mind. I was trying to understand who he was, why he was the way he was, why he said the things that he did. But I don't think any of the modern day artists are doing it from that sort of perspective at all. They're more so doing it just to get ahead. I think they're even more so doing it for a certain level of survival. Like you said, Yemi, man, a lot of them are doing it they are breaking into the music industry to make money, feed their families and that. Because of the way the industry is shaped, you need a certain level of attention, you need a certain level of light, and you're going to do whatever you need to do to get both of those things. So you need to survive. If you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to, you're trying to make a certain level of money that you need or you require to feed your family, whatever, you're going to do what you need to do. If that means, being wild on social media, you're going to do it. If it means flipping, just being reckless, you're going to do it. And I just think that's where we're at, man. We're just, especially with social media, where it magnifies everything.
Yeah, because it could take a long time if you don't do that stuff for you to really be recognized. Case in point, Little Sims. She doesn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's taken a while for people to really recognize that she is an amazing artist. You know what I mean? Whereas someone like a Stefflon Don, you see what she looks like. Like, it's kind of cut and dry at that point. Shout out to her though. Shout out to Miss Banks as well. Like, she can actually bar, but her looks play a role. So it's a little bit of that. So
So it's never as simple as just the music, unfortunately.
No, not anymore. Anyway,
Hasn't been that way for a long time.
how long?
I don't think we've been able to just focus on the music in a very long time, man. Probably since the 90s, if I'm being real. Because even when the Biggies and all them lot were coming through, they ushered in a new era. Since before them, I don't think it was just about the music, man. Because even with them, man, it was still an image thing. Biggie and that, they ushered in the whole, drinking champagne, the Rolex watches, the chains, the luxury. They ushered that in. So that was the first point of looking at everything but the music. And then after that, I think it kind of started to revert back to maybe just the raw aspect of hip hop, where it's just the bars and the beats. When I think around 98, 99 with DMX, the Big Puns, when them man were coming through. And then I think after the millennium, it started kind of where hip hop kind of went to the south. Yeah, it started just turning a different way. So I think unfortunately it's been that way for a while. But even with the 90s though, the image thing still coincided with the quality of the music. But I can't remember the last time it was just about the music though. I don't know if it ever has been. Let's be real.
I think they go hand in hand, style and substance. I don't necessarily think that you can have one without the other, but they do go hand in hand in the sense that they both inform each other. So someone like a Biggie, he had style, he had substance. Someone like a 6ix9ine had style, mainly, but people will argue he had substance.
Yeah.
So it does just depend on which way you are inclined. If you're able to find a way to merge the two, then cool. But nowadays, especially, more and more people aren't. And that's fine as well. Like, you can have people who are loud and representing one sphere of the game, and you can have the people in the background who are just making the quality music. It's kind of what makes the cycle whole in a way. Like you wouldn't just want, personally me, I wouldn't just want substance all the time. Sometimes you do want a breakup of that, and you kind of want to see what people are looking like, how they're sounding, all that stuff. So it really does depend on your preference, to be honest.
I mean, despite what you think, I agree with that. I don't think I would just want the substance all the time.
For real?
Because, yeah, it gets a bit repetitive.
Who'd you listen to that's just got style?
Good question.
I mean, I was a massive Jeezy fan, like we were talking about earlier.
He has a bit of substance though.
Not in the early stages. In
Oh,
the
fair
early
enough.
stages, it was mainly style.
But then later on he got
Later
substance.
on, yeah.
Yeah, because I was about to say Jeezy definitely got substance. Don't do that to him.
Who else? I can't think of anyone else at the moment. But yeah, man, I'll go through my moments.
Because what I know of you is substance.
Now, as I get older, yeah, I just want substance. I just need you to I just need substance. But I still go through the moments. I think actually, you know what? Those moments for me, breaking away from that, maybe going to other genres of music.
Oh, okay, I see.
But within like hip hop, I think now I want substance, man.
I think I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I think you got a good balance. You and Yemi got a good
I think
balance.
I'm definitely in the middle. I can't listen to. I don't want to rap.
Too
Genius
much
all-
of one,
I
right?
don't want to rap Genius all day.
Sometimes you just want to
Break out.
Yeah.
You know, listen to Roddy Rich.
My way of breaking out is just going elsewhere, man.
R&B.
Oh, for sure. Shout out Ari Lennox too, man.
Oh yeah, by the way, I agree with both of you guys. The way you summed it up. I thought let me be quiet to the conversation. But I agree with both the way you guys summed it up. Unfortunately, the way today is, I feel like a lot of rappers have the antics as a way to springboard their music or their popularity, so to speak.
I think it's only unfortunate if the stuff that they're doing is negative.
Which is 9 times out of 10.
Well, it depends on your definition of
Not even negative, just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I think
Boosie, yeah.
if it's negative, then that's why when it's negative we start having these types of conversations. But if it's positive, I don't think these conversations become a thing.
Do we even know about it when it's positive?
Rarely. I know more about Chance
Yeah.
the Rapper's stuff outside of the music than his actual
But
music.
Chance the Rapper's different though. We know why.
And Stormzy too. I know more about Stormzy helping out with these scholarships than his actual music.
That's only you, by the way.
Yeah, that's
That's only you.
definitely.
But we know why Chance the Rapper blew. I don't want to get into it. Can
No.
you spell plant?
This guy said he didn't want to get into it. He got into it. Shout out Mo.
But unfortunately, yeah, man. I feel like even if it's not negative, a lot of these people do antics with do stupid shit. But there you go, man.
It's part and parcel of the game.
Part and parcel of the game.
The
We
game wouldn't be the game without it, to be honest.
we know who,
Nowadays.
and we know who does it and who. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of navigate around it. I don't listen to anyone that really does antics besides Tekashi, I guess. Who was the master at it?
He was for a hot second, and now he's not anymore.
Can you imagine a UK equivalent to Tekashi?
If you can't though, because if you talk shit, say right now, I talk shit about Gigs 1,000 times in a row. Gigs is going to find me. There's no two ways about it. London is smaller than shit, bro. Like, I don't think you might not understand what I'm
I've
saying.
never
bro.
heard that saying before.
Like, London is
he made
smaller
up
shit,
stuff.
bruv. Like, London is smaller shit. Like, you know how Tekashi used to talk shit about people every day, even if they're in the same city as him, or he'll go LA and talk about YG,
It can't happen here.
or go New Orleans and talk about what's his name? Fuck, it's gonna annoy me. Jay Prince.
Yeah.
Like, you could get away with that in America. Try to talk shit about someone in London, bro.
It can't happen.
It can't run.
You would need to live outside of London.
Even if you do that, you'll get caught unless you go Stoke.
True. No one's trying to go to Stoke.
Yeah, man. No, you can't. P, unfortunately, I don't think there's no way that can run the UK. I cannot. Takashi here.
That's why people can't be too outspoken here, nor do they want to, because they don't want to ruin relationships, and they also don't want that smoke.
Well, not on this podcast. I will talk my shit.
And on that note, I think it's time to end today's episode.
Let me end this, yeah, man. So yeah, man, peeps, like we appreciate you lot listening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me.
In the words that we came.
All right, Bruiser.
Yo,
Yeah, me.
in the words that we came, assalamu alaikum.
What?
That's a great ending, man.
Feel you.
That's how the bodyguard ended the DMX thing.
Right, guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 6.
Done, no?
We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for episode 7. Hope you look forward to that one. And yeah, you'll catch us on the flip side.
No, we're not ending it like that.
Wait, what?
We're not ending it on the flip side.
Catch us on the flip
Yo,
side.
bro,
ever heard
we're not
that?
ending
What
up
does
on
that
the flip
mean?
side,
You ever said
fam.
that?
You better put that back with the museum conversation, fam.
But it's good. But it's good.
Let me end this, man.
I thought mine was pretty
Nah,
good.
let
Yeah.
Yemi
Yo,
do it, man.
thank
Yemi,
you-
that was
nah,
good. That
Let me
was
see
good.
what I can say. Yo, man.
Man.
We thank you guys for listening to us. Yeah, I'm fucking up, cuz. Yeah, we go with what
Yeah,
you said.
yeah, please, I beg, man.
Yeah, I don't like the way you said that.
I don't know what my hand was just doing.
All right, until the next time, stay safe,
Stay
take care,
woke.
stay woke, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
Black man is God.